Most theories of possible worlds treat the actual world as one option among many. Reality is assumed to be a selected element from a space of describable possibilities, distinguished only by the fact that it happens to obtain. This essay questions that assumption. Rather than asking which possibility is actual, it asks whether actuality itself can coherently be treated as a possibility at all. If realization is inserted as one more item in the list of describable configurations, the distinction between possible, impossible, and realized begins to collapse into either circularity or regress. The analysis proceeds by separating structural description from realization. A possibility is defined as a describable configuration specified by relations and constraints, independent of whether it is realized. Such descriptions can be fully structured, internally coherent, and richly differentiated without being actual. Coherence does not approximate realization, and feasibility does not constitute partial actuality. When actuality is treated as a member of the possibility space, it loses its asymmetry. If it is merely one description with an added label, then nothing within the framework explains why that description is actual rather than another. Any appeal to selection, priority, or competition silently reintroduces temporal or causal assumptions the framework has bracketed. The result is either triviality or an infinite regress of higher-order selections. Enumeration does not solve the problem. Even a complete or infinite listing of all possible descriptions does not contain the condition of realization. Listing organizes descriptions. It does not supply the criterion by which any description obtains. Adding a marker to the list merely shifts realization to a higher level rather than capturing it within the list itself. The alternative proposed is that actuality functions as a meta-level role rather than as a competing candidate. Actuality is not something that happens to a description. It is the condition relative to which descriptions are evaluated as realized or non-realized. This role is intelligible by function, not by enumeration, and does not rely on temporal becoming, causal selection, or priority ordering. Non-actuality, on this view, is not equivalent to nothingness. Unrealized descriptions retain full structural differentiation. What they lack is not form, but realization. The framework does not decide whether actuality must be singular or can coherently be plural. That fork is treated as a genuine boundary rather than a defect. The result is not a metaphysical doctrine, but a clarification. Actuality is not one more item on the list of possibilities. It is the condition relative to which any such list can be said to obtain at all.